What's up, Amazon sellers? Are you looking for products to resell on Amazon? And in this video, I'm going to share with you my complete guide on how to find products to sell on Amazon, from the tools to use, the different sourcing techniques, and things to look for when sourcing for products, and some top tips. Stay tuned. Right, if you don't know who I am, my name is Thomas Parkinson, and I've been selling on Amazon now for 4 years doing online arbitrage. In the UK, I'm a 7-figure Amazon seller. Check this out. And in the USA, we've done 6 figures. We just started in the last couple of months. Check this out. Now, hopefully in the future, we're going to expand into another marketplace. And if you're interested in hearing how I'm doing it, what I'm learning, and my journey, make sure you hit the subscribe button down below. Okay, so first things first, why are we doing this? Well, look, in a recent poll we created, we asked our YouTube community which complete guide you would like us to create. And you know what? 68% of our viewers, they responded to sourcing. That is why today I'm going to share with you how to find products to sell on Amazon in this complete sourcing guide. Having this guide can help you start on Amazon, should we say, sourcing for products, because honestly, information online can be quite overwhelming. That is why we want to make sure your life is simpler by compiling all the important things that you need to know when product sourcing online into this one video. Now that leads me nicely onto chapter number 2. What is Amazon product sourcing? Well, basically, if you are looking for a product to sell on Amazon with the goal of buying low from retailers online to resell high on Amazon, the marketplace, for a profit, then that is what product sourcing is. Okay, so today I'm doing this complete guide to Amazon product sourcing. You might have heard other terms when you're selling on Amazon, such as retail arbitrage, online arbitrage, wholesale, private label, or even drop shipping. Now, the question I want to ask you, which one of those, should we say, methodologies or those business models are you actually looking at the moment? For me, I do online arbitrage, but let me know what you do in the comments down below. I'm interested in what our viewers are doing, and hey, I might make some more videos on it to help you in your business as well. Let me know in the comments down below. Okay, so this leads me nicely onto my third chapter. What are the tools that you are going to need when sourcing? So first things first, finding products to resell on Amazon is a very time-consuming process. That is why having tools that can help you speed up your process is super important. Now, the first tool, number 1, that I'm going to mention is for checking what's known as a website legitimacy. Let me tell you, there are a lot of websites out there or tools that you can use in order to check if a website is legit or not. But what I'm going to suggest to you is the Whois lookup. Now, Whois lookup is a query and response protocol which provides the information about a specific domain, i.e. when that domain, that website was created and how old it is. Now, you might be asking, why should you get it? Well, let's just say that if you're on a new website and you're not sure if maybe it's legit, you can have a quick look at the Whois lookup and see how old that domain is. And generally speaking, the older the domain, the more legitimate the website is. Now, if you want to learn more about website legitimacy and helping you to stop getting scammed or losing money, and recently I lost 11,000 US in my US business, then what I'll do is I'll drop a link up above called a video that I created, how to know if a website is legit or not. Check that out. I think that's going to help you in stopping you from losing money. Now, the second tool I'm going to recommend for you is for faster sourcing, and that is quite simply a tool called Right-Click Amazon Search. Now, Right-Click Amazon Search is a Chrome extension whereby you can highlight any bit of text on a web page and then right-click and search it within Amazon directly. Again, the very nature of online arbitrage is finding a product online and then finding the same product on Amazon and seeing if you can buy that product low, cheap today, and resell it on Amazon high for a profit. As you can see, the process of finding the same product from a website and on Amazon can be a very time-consuming process, which is why right mouse click search is just going to help speed you up, make your things faster. Instead of having to do copy, load up new window, paste, search, you can right mouse click, automatically do it, again, speeding up your processes. Third tool we're going to recommend is going to be called Keeper. Quite simply, Keeper is a tool which collects data across all the products on the Amazon marketplace. And again, this is a Chrome extension, which is going to give you that information. And how does it display it? Well, it displays it in a graph of the historical data of that product. Now, what data is that? Well, that's things such as the buy box history, what that's been over time, the sales rank, the new price history, and even the number of sellers and reviews. Now, you might be asking, why is that important? If you happen to know what has happened in the past, you can make a very good estimation of what is likely to happen in the future. Now, if you want to learn more about Keeper, what I'm going to do is drop a link to a video I created previously called Keeper Basics. Check that out up here. Now, the fourth tool on my list for you is a tool called DS Amazon Quick View. Now, DS Amazon Quick View gives you an overview of each product's data. Basically, this tool is going to provide you with how many FBA sellers are on a listing and if Amazon is on listing as well. And it gives you this in the search view, not when you go into individual listings, but actually when you search for multiple listings at one time or multiple search results, it will show you that information. Now, like what I said earlier, sourcing is a very time-consuming process. That is why having this tool can help speed up your sourcing, because you do not need to open up each individual item or each individual listing and to see if Amazon's on the listing, maybe see the sales rank and count the number of FBA sellers. Why? Because DS Amazon Quick View will show you that on the search results in multiple products on one page. Now, the fifth and the final tool I'm going to recommend for you is what's known as a calculator tool. Now, again, there are going to be lots of tools out there, lots of calculators that you can use. And within FastTrackFBA, we use predominantly 3 calculators, but you only need one of them. It's because we have such a large team, we use 3 and our team get to choose. So what are the 3 that we use? Well, we use FBA Multi-Tool, SAS, Seller Amp, and BuyBot Pro. Again, they all do the same things slightly differently, but they all predominantly are calculators and they do the same thing, so you only need one of them. Now, these calculators, they are a Chrome extension add-on that you do need to pay for, but what do? Well, they do a lot of checks for you, and they help speed up your deal analysis process. And what are they checking for? Well, things such as eligibility to sell, hazmat, they calculate your profit, your ROI, other fees, many other things. And they do that using all the information on the page and obviously your fees as well. So really, really helpful in speeding up your deal analysis. Now, these calculator tools, or should we say any other calculator tools, are super important because it just helps you understand how well a product is selling, and it can help speed up that deal analysis process. And my God, we all know time is money. The more deals we can analyze, the more money we can make. Now, I said it before and I'll say it again, the one big caveat with this tool is this is one of the tools that you do have to pay for, but they do make a massive difference for your business, and I would really recommend paying for them and actually using it. Now, to give you numbers of how much, give you an idea of numbers of how much you're going to have to pay, it's going to be something around about £20, $25 for the entry-level package for one of these calculator tools. Now, what I will say is there may be costs involved in buying this, but it's going to speed up your sourcing process and your deal analysis. It's going to make sure that you're doing the right things, and it's going to save you that money in valuable, should we say, checking, but also as well making you faster as well. So really, really recommended. Now, this leads me nicely onto my fourth chapter. What are the things to look for when sourcing? So when you are, should we say, looking for products, finding products, there's a couple of things you really want to be thinking about. And what I'm going to go through now is the order in which I will look at, should we say, do that deal analysis when I'm reviewing any product. What am I looking at, and in what order do I do it to make sure that I'm most efficient? So let's go through it now. First things first, number one, we're going to check if the product is a match or not to, should we say, from the supplier to the Amazon listing. Again, we are sourcing products that are already sold on Amazon, so we have to make sure that the products we're going to buy from the supplier store will match exactly the product on Amazon. Not pretty much the same, they have to be exactly 100% the same. So when we check for a product as a match or not, we're looking into things such as the title, the description, the packaging, the ingredients, the model number, maybe the weight, anything else, the EAN, the UPC, the GTIN, anything we can check to make sure it's the same, and anything which tells us that maybe it might not be the same. Now, if you want to know more about product matching, what I'm going to do is drop a link above to a video that I created called 10 ways to check if a product is a match or not. It's just going to teach you what you need to know to make sure that you are getting the right matches with your products. Now, the second thing I'm going to be looking at is my eligibility to sell. Basically, this is to know if Amazon will allow me to sell this product or not on the Amazon marketplace. If I can't sell the product, I'm not interested, I'm going to move on. There's no point doing any more checks. I'm just going to move on. So eligibility to sell, super important. Now, the third check that I'm going to do is called the hazmat check. Now, for me as an Amazon seller, I use Amazon's fulfillment centers. Now, wherein, should we say, Amazon does the shipping, they store the products, they pick it, they prep it, and they ship it to the customer. With that said, what we can't do is ship in hazardous items into Amazon's warehouses because they just won't accept them. Now, hazardous items can be anything from, like, should we say, flammable liquids, explosives, obviously, but even things like magnets, they cannot be shipped into Amazon's warehouses. So what I'm going to do is check my tool to make sure that the product is not hazardous or hazmat, and as a result, then it means I can ship it into Amazon's warehouses and use the FBA fulfillment service. So if I see that it is a hazardous product, I'm going to say no, stop, find another deal. This one isn't, I'm not going to continue the checks. Now, the fourth check for me is going to be the 3 fundamentals. Now, this is quite simply profit, ROI, and sales. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to check for the profit to see that it's going to make me enough profit for me and actually in my business. So generally speaking, most people when they're sourcing, they're going to go for about £3 profit or maybe $3 to $4 in the US when they're starting to look for deals. Now, the next one I'm going to be looking at is what's known as like ROI or return on investment. And a general rule of thumb when I'm using my calculator is I'm going to be looking for about a 30% ROI, probably in the US and the UK as well. So 30% ROI is the kind of benchmark that I'm looking at. Now, the last one of the 3 fundamentals, so we've done profit, we've done ROI, and the last one I'm going to be looking at is what's known as sales. And generally what I'm going to be looking at is sales in 1 month. And I'm probably going to be looking at a minimum of about 5 sales per month. Why? Well, it doesn't matter how much profit I'm going to make and how good that ROI is. If the product never sells, I will never be making that profit and ROI. So I have to be seeing the product is selling, and at a minimum, I'm going to be looking at about 5 sales per month. So I'm going to be looking at my calculator tool and making sure it says at least 5 sales per month. And I'm going to make sure it has all 3 of those, profit, ROI, and sales. And if it doesn't have them, then I'm not going to be interested. I'm going to move on to the next deal. Now, the 5th thing I'm going to be looking for, aside from, should we say, product match, eligibility to sell, hazmat, profit, ROI, and sales, is going to be checking the brand. Now, you might be asking, why should you be considering this? Well, quite simply, because of something called IP claims. And what does that mean? Well, that means you are not authorized to sell this brand. And it could mean that you could receive what's known as an IP complaint or intellectual property, that's what IP stands for, on that listing. Then what will happen is that the listing is going to be removed and you're going to get a red flag on your account. Now, the one thing which I will say is Amazon might not tell you that you're going to get an IP complaint. You might even have eligibility to sell as yes, but still that could give you an IP complaint if you try to sell the product. So the question you might want to be asking is, how do I check to see if this product is potentially going to give me an IP complaint? Well, I would really check the FastTrackFBA brand checker. I'll drop a link down below. It's a list of all the brands that we know for different marketplaces, which is going to cause you IP complaints. Check that out, and that's just going to help you understand these products or these brands are ones you really don't want to be selling, because they will give you an IP complaint because we've seen it before in the past. Now, the 6th thing that I'm going to be looking at, if we say when I'm looking for deals, is if Amazon is on the listing. Now, quite simply, most of the time, I'm going to try avoid competing against Amazon. Why? Well, simply put, it's quite hard to compete against Amazon in terms of getting the buy box. Why? Because it's their marketplace. And you know what? They don't play fair. Now, for me, I can't guarantee that I'm going to get a fair 50-50 chance when I compete versus Amazon, should we say. So for me, what I'm generally going to do is when Amazon on the listing, I'm probably going to avoid it and move on. To make my life simple, I will probably avoid going on listings with Amazon. Now, the seventh thing that I'm going to be looking at is the size and weight of the product. Now, when checking for the size and the weight, I'm going to make sure that this product is not too large, because when I'm trying to buy and resell large items, my fees are going to be a lot higher. Previously, I've purchased a goalpost and that thing has been absolutely astronomical, that even just getting it to Amazon was costing me like £20, completely wiping out any profit I thought I was going to make, and that was a rookie mistake of myself. So checking the size and weight, super important. Now, the eighth thing I'm going to be checking for is the keeper chart. Now, to give you a brief background in regards to the keeper chart and what I check, I look at, first of all, the number of sellers. Why? Because if I can see that there is one seller on the listing for the whole time in the history, then I know it's probably going to be a private label brand or a brand that's going to give me a lot of IP complaints, a lot of problems. Now, generally that means I can't resell the product, so I'm going to be checking that number of sellers to making sure that actually there's other people selling it, and that's going to give me confidence it's a good product to sell. Now, aside from the number of other sellers, I will also be looking at the sales rank on the keeper chart. Knowing the sales rank helps me to understand if there is demand for this product and what that demand has been over time, and that the product is actually selling. Now, the final thing I will be looking at into the keeper chart itself is pretty much that buy box price. I want to make sure that the buy box price that today is a true representation of what that price has been over time. If that buy price today is really high, much higher than it has been over time, then I'm going to be careful. I'll probably recalculate my profit and ROI figures based on the buy box price historically, not the high price today. So checking that is going to be super important. So just like we went through the tools you needed before to start sourcing on Amazon, now I'm going to share with you the different sourcing techniques you can use when finding products to resell or buy low to resell on Amazon. Now, what I will say is that these sourcing methods are all done manually, so there are no extra costs involved, just your time. And this is the processes that we use in my business as well to do those 7 figures. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is go through 5 sourcing methodologies with you, and we'll do a live screen share for each one of them. Now, what I'll do is I'll quickly just list what they are, and then we'll go into each individual one. I'll jump on the computer and I'll actually show you them in process and step by step what you need to consider. Okay, so the first one we'll go through is called reverse sourcing. The second one we'll go through is called leaf sourcing. The third one we'll go through is called newsletter sourcing. The fourth one we'll go through is called storefront stalking. And then finally, the fifth one we'll go through is keeper sourcing. So let's go through all of those 5 now. Okay, so the first one on my list is reverse sourcing. You might be asking, what is reverse sourcing? Well, simply put, you begin with sourcing a product that sells already on Amazon, and then you go and find the supplier for it. Now, to further elaborate to you what this is, let's say, for example, that you go to Amazon and then you search for, should we say, a category or a brand. Let's say, for example, something like Holland & Barrett. What you're then going to do is, type in Holland & Barrett in Amazon. You're going to scroll through all the Holland & Barrett products on Amazon. You're then going to look for products that maybe meet your criteria. So no Amazon, eligibility to sell, and obviously not hazmat. Now for you, then what you're going to do is, once you've got that product, is then go look for a supplier for that product and see if you can buy it out at the right price to make it profitable. What I'm going to do today is jump onto the laptop or jump on the computer, and we're going to show you how to do this and actually go through this step by step. Okay, so I've just jumped in now into, should we say, Amazon. So first things first, what we want to do is just make sure that we, let's search for something. So let's type in, for example, like Jellycat. So let's put that in now. There you go, Jellycat, cool. So what we want to do is just scroll down. We want to miss the first line because they're sponsored. And then we've got here the second line, so these actual products. So this first product here, under DS Amazon Quick View, you can probably notice it says rank not found. So we're going to skip that one. So we're going to go over to this one, so the second one. And what I can see on this one, it's got the rank, and we'll just open those first 2 just for the demonstration. So let's load them up. And you'll probably notice on DS Amazon Quick View, it doesn't say Amazon, it just says 11 FBA sellers. So this first one, let's have a quick look at this one. Okay, so first thing first, when we get into loading up the product, the first checks we want to do, remember, is eligibility to sell. So we want to make sure that that is green and that says yes, so we can sell the product. Second thing, obviously we're doing the FBA fulfillment program, so we want to make sure that The dangerous goods is saying no, so that means we can use the FBA fulfillment program. Again, it's green. And then finally, we don't like competing against Amazon. So what we are looking for is Amazon selling no. So once they're all green and we're happy, then we're going to move down and actually start the reverse sourcing process. But they're the checks we do kind of part of that sourcing. Okay, so what I'm going to do is come down to this product title. We'll right mouse click that and search it onto Google. So first things first, you can see here we've got lots of results. I'm just going to open them all up into different tabs. So let's open them now. Cover this one, that one. And what we're doing is just looking for lots of different suppliers for this product because we've searched the name. So go for that, we'll open up the second page. And while we're doing that, let's jump over to the FBA multi-tool, the calculator. And remember 30% ROI, we can go over here and it's going to tell us what does the buy price need to be to achieve 30%, £16.05. So what we're going to do now is load up these suppliers and check the price. So size is medium. So medium here, 19, no, not that one, close that one down. 16.05, this is 17, no, not that one, let's close that one. What have we got here? This one, no, you can see it's out of stock. So let's keep going. Out of stock, no available. No longer available. Yeah, I can see that. Let's close. This one, small. So you've got to check that. So we want medium, remember? No. Medium, nice price, just obviously not in stock, annoying. So let's go through, keep going. Open up a couple more of these. That one. No, because I can't see. Looks like a brand as opposed to a price. So let's kind of have a quick look at this one. Medium, 17, nope. Choose the option medium, 16.95, close. Nope, out of stock as well. 18.50, out of stock. Out of stock. Here, oh, out of stock. Nice price. It's a shame. Nice price. Out of stock. Damn. So we'll just do this last page. And I think when we're sourcing is to say that just kind of do like 2-3 pages deep in Google. I probably wouldn't recommend going like any further than that. It's going to be too much. You know, you move on to the next deal, you'll spend too long. So this is not a store, it's a brand. Let's close that. Okay, so let's search for this one, put that into Google. And again, those checks, just remember those checks. So like I can see they're all green, hazmat. So let's kind of jump through, open this one, that one. I'm just kind of seeing like rough prices on the tab to say that it's actually selling the product, not just talking about it. So yeah, you got 1976. Let's jump over to page 2. Okay, so Europe, nope. Out of stock, no. 22. What's the price? Oh, that's the medium. So medium 22, no. No. 21.99. No. No. I think here medium. Oh, it's in stock. But £16 is the price we're looking for, so no. This one, 22, no, out of stock. 19.95, out of stock. And what we got here, 1976, out of stock, no. So that's it. So unfortunately, for those products, we couldn't find anything, which is actually quite common, so don't worry. So for us, unfortunately, that is, should we say, we didn't find anything, but that's how we do it. And I think just to recap, remember, we're doing those checks at the beginning, eligibility to sell, hazmat, no, Amazon. We're then jumping, then what I'd probably recommend is jump over to have a look at the buy price to achieve your 30% ROI. And then what you're going to do is then go to the title, right mouse click, search that in Google, load up the first kind of like 2-3 pages of Google to see the suppliers, and obviously you're looking to see are any of those suppliers in stock, and obviously doing it with the right buy price. And if you've done that, voila, you found a deal. But unfortunately, we didn't find a deal today. Now, the second sourcing method we're going to be talking about is leaf sourcing. Now, when you do leaf sourcing, think of like branches on a tree. You start, should we say, with like the tree itself, and then you get to a branch. Now, when you're at one branch, it goes down to leaves. Each one of those deals, it could be like a leaf, and then you're going to go look back up the branch and then find another leaf. Now, a really good example of this, let's say, for example, you found one deal, which was like, I don't know, say cat food, and it might be like the chicken flavor. So we're going to go back up that's one leaf. So we're going to go back up the branch and look at other leaves, and another a variation of that could be like the beef flavor, for example, same brand, but beef flavor. So what we're going to do is we're going to use leaf sourcing to try and find products that are related. It could be like a flavor, it could be a same brand, it could even be something whereby like it's a different brand, but they're just working, or even Amazon shows us some kind of like these products are related because customers are buying them together or they're bundled, and we can use that methodology to help us find other products which can be helpful. Now again, what I'm going to do is jump on the computer and I'm going to show you how to do leaf sourcing live on screen. So let's jump on the computer and do that now. Okay, so what we're going to do now is leaf sourcing. So first things first, we found a deal that we found already. So say for example, this is the deal that we like. What we're going to do is see here, you can see like Amazon's telling us these products are frequently bought together. So we're like, okay, this could be another variation on a leaf on that branch. So what we'll do is we'll just open them up. So then we'll do the same sourcing, reverse sourcing for those products. So let's just open these up quickly. So first thing first, let's have a look at these products. Okay, so first things first, remember we need to do the checks. Now, what I'll do is I'll just, for this product here, the one thing which I'll say is when we're looking through the checks, you can see here, eligibility to sell says no. Now, for me, when I'm sourcing right now, normally I would say no, like I would move on. But what I do understand is the account I'm logged into right now can't sell this, but my main account can. So we're going to continue for the moment. Now, dangerous goods, that's no, which is good. It's green. We're happy with that. It means we can ship it to the FBA fulfillment program. Now, right now, this product, Amazon selling, it says yes. And remember, we said we generally don't like to sell versus Amazon, but it's not against the rules. You can do it, there's a few more checks. But just for the case of this product today and showing you how to do leaf sourcing, what we will do is just assume that that says no, and we'll go through doing the leaf sourcing process. So let's carry on. Okay, so let's come down now, and what we're gonna do is take the text here from the actual product, let's highlight that, and we're gonna go through the reverse sourcing process and do the Google sourcing. So let's grab these and open these up. So open link in new window, open link in new tab, new tab. Let's get these opened. Again, we're just going through the products, trying to do reverse sourcing methodology on these products. So this one here, we've got this product, so 100 ml, and we need about 549 to achieve it. So 100 ml, 760, no, not that one. Not that one. We've got 1265, no, not that one. Let's have a look here. It's 950, no, we don't want that one. 799, still not the right price. 679, no. Oh wow, it's expensive. 760, no, and 950. So let's have a quick look at a couple more. We'll just open these up. So here we go. Got a couple more. Let's do this one. Sometimes we get ones with like euros, that's why we're skipping them, or like dollar amounts. So let's have a look here. 829, no, that's not the right, not the good enough price. 19, no. 12, these are dollars actually. Oh, PHP, no, not that one. So pretty much for this product, while it's a popular item, unfortunately, it's not one that we can find a deal for right now, but that's how you do leaf sourcing. Find a deal straight away, have a look on the page, find similar products, maybe even think about similar products, and then go and do the reverse sourcing methodology after that.